Sorry for this. We continue. Okay, sorry again. We start with the characteristic of a project. What is a project? Project is something unique. Projects are temporary in nature. They have a beginning and an end. Have also a scope. A scope means cover a specific need or resolve a specific problem. And also are progressive elaborated. This means that the characteristics of a project are determined incrementally and are continually defined. But what is the need and demand to create a new project? Organization exists to generate profits, serve the public, and create business value. To stay competitive, organizations are always examining new ways for creating business, gaining efficiency, and serving their customers. According to PMI is Project Manager Organization in America. There are a lot of information about project manager in their site. Most projects will fit one of the 7 needs and demands described following. Sometimes they are a combination of these and is market demand. The demand of marketplace can drive the need of a project. For example, a bank initiates a project to offer customers the ability to apply for mortgages, loans using an app. The projects are created to fulfill any organizational need. Customer request. Most companies have customers, and their request can drive and create new projects. Technological advance. We use Teams and Zoom in order to work from home or to give lectures. Legal requirements. Industries and government agencies both generate new projects as a result of laws passed during every legislative season. Also, ecological impacts. Many organizations today are undergoing a greening effort to reduce energy consumption and reduce their carbon footprint. Social needs. The last need is a result of social demands. For example, coronavirus. A country experiences a fast-spreading disease that is infecting a large portion of population. medical supplies and facilities are needed to vaccine and treat those infected with the disease. We'll continue with project vs operation. Project and operation confused us a lot of times, but there is a difference. Operations are ongoing and repeated. They involve work that is continuous without an ending day, and often repeats the same process and produce the same results. One way to think operation is that transforming of resources, steel and fiberglass and anything else, into cars outputs. The purpose of operation is to keep an organization functioning, operating, whereas the purpose of the project is to meet its goals and to be innovative. Project will bring about business value. Business value can be tangible, for example, revenue, goods, market share, or intangible, goodwill, recognition, public benefit. The first category is measured, we can see them, and the second is not measured. We can't see them, we can't measure it. And now we are going to the definition of project management. Project management is applying tools, techniques, skills, and knowledge to project activities to bring it to a successful end and to meet the project requirements. Project requirements is a collection of processes that includes initiating a new project, planning, put the project management into action, and then measuring progress and performance. It involves the project requirements. It's very important to collect the project requirements because this is the lead to establish project objectives. Balancing constraints, the most important constraint is the project, the budget, time, and quality. If we make any change to one of them, then we have to change and the other one. If we reduce or increase the budget, the quality won't be the same. And the last one is taking in the needs of and the expectation of key stakeholders into consideration. Stakeholders is anyone who has gains or loss from our project. The stakeholders are external and internal. For example, external is an organization, is our neighbor. And now we are going to programs. Programs are groups of related projects. The key word here is related projects. It's a group of related projects that we manage in a way that to capitalize on benefits that would not be feasible if they have been managed as individual projects. For example, a building an urban live, work, shopping development. Many projects exist underneath this program, such as a design and placement of living and shopping area, architectural drawings, construction, marketing, facilities management. Each secondary project is a project by itself. Each project has its own project manager who reports to the program manager who is responsible for the entire program. Program management also involves centrally managing and coordinating groups of related projects. Another type of project is mega project. Mega project is very large project that take multiple years to complete. The total investment of this project is billions and affect many people. For example, a mega project is the HS2 project in UK that connect London with North UK. It's a train line that costs billions, and it will be here for the next 20 years. Portfolios. Portfolios are a collection of programs, operations that support strategic business goals. Now we're going to the management of a company. Portfolios are referred to this level, are strategic to support strategic business goals. For example, I will stay in a construction company. The organization has several business units. For example, retail, single-family and multi-family residentials. All the projects, or collectively, the project with all these business units make up the portfolio. The program I talked before is a program with this portfolio. Our other programs and projects could be contained with the portfolio as well. Usually portfolio, it consists of 2 or more programs. I found a table and comparing project, programs, and portfolio. Compare the purpose, the area of focus, the management, objective, and successful criteria of project, program, and portfolio. It's very useful for us, for you especially. And we are at the first milestone of our lesson. Do you know what is a milestone? A milestone is a checkpoint of any project. So this is our first checkpoint in our lesson. I try to refresh some words and meanings. The first is, what is a program? Program are groups of related projects that is managed as one great project. Resources, for example, can be shared between projects or program. For example, a development program outside London consists of two-level residences. a development outside London consists of many two-level residences. It includes design and construction. I continue with another question. What is a portfolio? Portfolio are collection of programs, operations, and projects that support the strategic business goals of objectives. Programs and programs and projects within the portfolio are not necessarily related to one other in a direct way. This is important that programs and projects within a portfolio are not necessarily related to one another. And we can continue with three questions. First question, what is the difference between a project and an operation? Second question, for a construction company, the new Amazon warehouse was a project, a program, or portfolio? And third question, what is the difference between a program and a portfolio? I will give you 5 minutes and I will come back to give you the answers. Would you like anyone to give me an answer, please? You can unmute your microphone and tell me your approach. What is the difference between a project and an operation? Projects are unique, time-bounded, having a start and an end. On the other hand, operations are ongoing and repetitive. They involve work that is continuous without an ending date and often repeat the same process and produce the same results. Answer 2. For a construction company, the Amazon new warehouse was a project, a program, or portfolio. Based on the description of the project, it can be characterized as a program. Programs are a group of related projects, building design, surrounding, traffic design, architectural design, and construction. It's not a portfolio because portfolio consists of a lot of projects and programs. And the third one, what is the difference between a program and portfolio? Programs are a group of related projects, whereas portfolio are collection of projects and programs, related or not, that support strategic business goal. So that's the difference.
Sorry, can I ask a question, please? Hello?
Sorry, did you ask anything?
No, I was about to ask for question 2. So you said it's a I wanted to ask why it's not classified as a project for the Amazon warehouse.
Sorry, I can't hear you well.
So I was trying to say that
You told me something about answer 2.
Yeah, answer 2. Because you said it's characterized as a program, but why is it not classified as a project?
Sorry, I can't hear you well. It's very low. Can you up the volume, please?
That's the loudest I can go. Is that better, or is there no difference?
I can hear you again. You have a different approach in question 2? You don't think it's this answer? Can you please send me a text?
Yes, I'm going to try send a text now, if you can hear me.
Okay, thank you very much.
I've put it on the chat. I've sent the question.
Okay, for question 2, you ask me why it's a project and not a program, because a program is a selection of projects. So it's a lot of projects in one project, but they directed by one manager. We have project manager for every secondary project, and for all the project, we have the program manager. I think it's clear now. Is it?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And now we are going to PMOs. PMOs are to help the project manager. This may include the following types of support: providing an established project management methodology, including templates, forms, and standards. They mentoring, coaching, and training project managers, and they help them with the communication into the project. And sometimes they manage the resources. So, if you have any problem with your project, the first thing can provide PMO is to give you a methodology how to solve your problem, to give you templates, forms, and standards. You can ask them if you have similar problem and what the way you solve the problem. They keep records about previous projects, and they give you leading support. Also, it's very important that you can give you templates and forms. So you can create new templates or forms. You can have from them this material. All the PMOs are not the same. Supportive, there are 3 types: supportive, controlling, and directive. In this table, you can see all the PMO types: supporting, controlling, and directive, what each one they are doing, and the level of control in your project. Because the first has low control in your project, and the last one has high control. And we are going now how your organization will choose the right project. Organization has to choose between a lot of projects, but they can't go on with all the projects they are thinking. The first thing is organization can fund the project. if you can't fund the project, you can't do it. Organizations have to schedule the project based on the financial criteria. The second is support with people resources. Projects require employees at all levels. Relying too heavily on resources for multiple projects can burn out of your employees. And of course, you will have impact on the quality of the project. And the last one, you can manage the project. Every project needs project managers who can lead the project and the project team. Do you know how many projects can assign to an employee? The bibliography says that the perfect is 2 projects and the max is 3 projects. Two projects. So if you start with one, we'll continue with the other one. That's the logic about this. And we continue to company level selection process. How a company will select their process, their projects. First step, we can understand where you are. We are. So, data-based review of current states of organization. Where we are in organization. The second, where we are going to move on. So, the second step is where we are going to go. A brainstorming and describe potential projects. So, the second step gives us a number of potential projects. But usually there are a lot of projects in step 2. So I have to reduce the project to a logical number. Apply some basic criteria to shorten the list. So from 10 projects at step 2, we are going to 5 projects at step 3. And at the next and last step, I apply business criteria to create a short list and to choose the final project for my organization. So I start with a lot of projects, with a list of a lot of projects, and go down to a list with 1 or 2 projects. That's the process at the enterprise level, at the company level, at the strategic level of the organization to choose the project. And now we are continue with the necessary project manager skills. Many times the organization consider their technical expert as project manager, but this is wrong. A technical expert is a technical expert, not a project manager, because project manager needs and other skills. Project managers are generalists with many skills. They are also problem solvers who wear many hats. We are acting in a different roles and many roles. They are also need to deliver business value to the organization. I will speak at a previous slide about business value. The PMI, the project manager institution, outlines the skill of every manager needs. It calls talent triangle. It's the basic skills that the manager needs to be successful. First one, technical project management skills. Refer to the technical aspect of performing the role. For example, defining critical issues, problem solving, and analyzing techniques. So define critical issues and has a problem solving technique. The second one is leadership skills. As you know, project manager leads their teams and the project. They need to choose and apply an appropriate leadership style to the team. For example, democratic, situational, transactional, servant leader. This is another chapter of management, leadership. Perhaps a lot of times you have listened about leadership and leadership skills. The last one is strategic business management skill. It means you have to describe the business needs of project and how they align to the organization strategy. It's at the level of strategy again. As a project manager, you have to have organizational and planning skills. So you have to be able to organize and plan your work. It's very important, this. You have to communicate with your team and with the other people in the project. You have to resolve any conflict in your team. And also, you have to lead your team and to lead the project. And the last one, you cannot build your team. So you have to find the appropriate people for your team, find the people who have the skills and motivate them and keep them in your team. PMI describes 5 process groups used to accomplish this to an end. These 5 groups are stages that you have to go through to finish your project. The first one is initiating. The second is planning, executing, monitor, control, and closing. Now we have closer these stages. Initiating occurs at the beginning of the project, and initiating identify that the project should begin. The management of organization assigns the project to a people, to an employee. This is called a project manager. At this stage, the project manager has to create his team and also to recognize and identify the stakeholders. Stakeholders is anyone who have loss or gain from your project. They are internal and external of the organization. The second stage is planning. Planning is the process of formulating and revising project goals and creating the project management plan. Project management plan is very important for your project. Project management plan are used to monitor the project later. So everything compares with the project management plan. The next step is executing. Executing is to take the planning into action. The project manager will coordinate and direct project resources. At this process is typically where approved changes are implemented. In many of times, we design a project, we make plans, but as the time goes, we need to make changes. At executing, all changes are approved and go to the project. The next one is monitoring and controlling. This is the phase, the stage where project management measures are taken and analyzed to determine where the project is staying true to the project manager. So you have to check if everything is on track. If it's not on track, you can do as soon as possible to apply corrective action to control the work of the project and to ensure successful outcomes. And the last phase is closing. The project has to come at the end, and at this stage, lessons learned and closed documents are produced. This is a table with the characteristic of the project process groups. There are the 5 project group: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling, and closing. We have comments about costs, staffing level, changing chance for successful completion, stakeholder influence, risk, probability of occurrence. As you can see, costs are highest at executing because we use all the resources. At initiating, the stakeholder influence is highest because they can change the project. They don't know what exactly are looking, and so on. And at the last stage, change, controlling, closing, the stakeholders' influence is closed because the project is done and it's at the close phase. And we continue with the project management methodologies. I think this is out of your qualification, but I need very basic to know about the Agile project management. It's a very modern method that I have to tell you about just a word. Project management methodologies. There are 2. There are 2. predictive development life cycle waterfall, and agile project management. The waterfall is the classical, the traditional method of project management, and agile is a modern method. Waterfall defines the scope delivered at the end of the project, and then changes may be happen. Agile, at the other side, is a method of managing project in small incremental portion of work that can easily be assigned, easily managed, and complete with a short period of time. So, for example, of waterfall. Waterfall is the classical method. You will use waterfall if you want to construct a building. You know all the requirements, so you have everything. You can design your activities and go on without any problem. On the other hand, Agile is used for software development usually. So you don't know what is your project. It's an innovative software that will use to create something very new and innovative. You can't describe your requirements at the first stage. So you have to make incremental portion of works. Kanban and Scrum are the two most famous agile project management methods. It's out of your qualification, but you have to know about this method because it's very current method and everyone talks about this. The last sum up for today, we talk about the two most known project management methodologies, Agile and Waterfall. Waterfall is for projects that you know all the requirements for the first stage, and Agile is to know manage project in small part of work. You don't know what you really want to achieve. So you are going step by step every time. We continue with the 5 process groups of a project: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and closing. This is the 5 stages of every project in Waterfall. 5 stages. We start with initiating, we finish with closing. And now about PMO, the 3 types of PMO: supportive, low control, controlling, directive, high control. And as usual, 3 questions. I will give you 5 minutes and I will come back to discuss the answers. Okay, let's see the answers. It's about management and skills. John is a very experienced engineer, and at the other hand, Nikki has great experience in project management. What will you advise your director? I will advise to assign the role to Nikki as a very experienced project manager and join the team, and John will join the team, so will help Nikki. I think it's clear. It's combined two people with great experience in the project. In which process group the cost is higher and why? At executing, because the use of resources is higher. PMO office of GX consultants, all the projects of the commands deliver are controlled. At the other hand, KK consultants having a consulting approach to the project, organizing only team training. What is each of them? What type is each of them? GK consultancies directive, the type with heavy control of the project. And KK consultant is, on the other hand, supportive, just to give them some instruction and templates. We are going back now at the start of our lesson. Project vs operation. What is project? What is operation? I give you 3 cases. Building an extension on a home. Selling books at the library. Baking a wedding cake. Watering your plants twice a week. Walking your dog. And at the second exercise, I would like to match project manager term, the left term with the right term. Building an extension on a house. Of course, it's a project. It's a unique activity. Every day, you don't make an extension on your house, and there is an end, a start, and an end. Selling books at the library. This is an operation. Every day, someone selling books at the library at the end of the day. Baking a wedding cake. This is confusing, but it's a project because every wedding is different. It's a wedding with different requirements, and the cake is different. Sometimes it's 5-level cake, and it's from a sugar that is different, the material is different, and it's for a different number of people. A wedding may has 2 people or 1,000 people. so it's a project. Watering your plants twice a week, it's twice a week, so it's a repetitive action, so it's an operation. Walking your dogs, you walk with your dogs every night, it's a repeated action, so it's an operation. Exercise 2, project and program management. Match with 1, focus on performing the project on the right way. You can see now, project and program is the same thing, but project is a group of, program is a group of projects, but they have the same aim. Portfolio management. Portfolio is about the strategic management of a company. So it's number 3. So B is match with 3. Ensures projects are aligned with the organization strategy. Portfolio is connected with strategy. That's the 2 words going together. And the last one, PMO. PMO is centralized unit that oversees and helps all the projects. So C is with 2. I give you the answer at the next page. So you have these answers for your study. I hear your queries, your questions, and thank you very much. No questions? If you want, you can email me at the email at the last slide. We can discuss anything you want, and I will answer at any question you have. So if you have no questions, I have to close.